I really need to talk to you about this challenge. Hi, I'm Nikki, the obsessive bookseller. Welcome to my A to Z challenge. It's a spin-off of my Read Burn Hoard where I am systematically working my way through my collection from the very beginning, starting with A authors by reading one chapter a day. I have been running the challenge for half a year. I've been really diligent about it, and I have almost made my way through the entire shelf, which is like much more progress than I thought I would. And then I hit Spine of the Dragon by Kevin J. Anderson, and I've run into a couple of problems. Now, here's the thing about this book. It's not a bad book at all. There are a lot of really cool world-building elements that are going on, but having just read Hidden Empire for this challenge and gotten used to the kind of format that this author likes to tell stories in, where it's very rich on world building, but you bounce around between so many characters that you really don't get grounded with any one of them. I'm struggling with that. I am not in the mood to read that exact same format again, but in a fantasy book. And it has been an absolute struggle to get through, to the point where I went almost a week and a half without even touching it and just dreaded it getting back to it. I'm like, oh, I'm not in the mood to read that one. And like I said, it's not a bad book. So there's the problem. Like when I get that way about books within this project, my intention was to unhaul them. Like if you're not into it, unhaul the book and move on to what's next on the shelf. The problem is I've got the 3 books in this series in a nice hardcover, and they're not bad enough to unhaul. They're actually quite good. I'm just not in the mood for it. So I'm like, what do I do? I'm also looking ahead at the next few books on the shelf, and I'm like, I'm not in the mood for that much Kevin J. Anderson. That would be like the next 5 books that I read would have to be from him after I finish this one. So I am in like a weird, about to do something drastic to change things up because the challenge is no longer serving me. I had a lot of fun with it and I'm really proud of the progress that I made, and I might do something similar in the future, but I think I'm going to change things up a bit. In keeping it with an A to Z challenge theme, I think I have definitely explored all of the A's to my satisfaction, and now I would like to look through all of the B's I have on my shelf, make a short list, and pick from that one book to read. So the next episode you see will be me reading a B book, okay? And then I'll read a C book after that.
Yeah, that's totally not what I end up doing. This begins the start of the Hot Mess Central.
That way I'll feel like I'm picking the books that are the higher priorities going forward instead of just inching my way through all of the ones that aren't high priority right now. Up till this point, the challenge has been great. I've been really enjoying it. But yeah, I'm feeling the need to change things up, and I ran it for 6 months. I feel like that's a pretty good commitment. And like I said, I may decide to do it again in the future. But yeah, for right now, we're switching things up. So I'm going to pick a B book to read, and it's going to be one that I'm excited to read and kind of a high priority. So let's go look at what we're dealing with. I have a lot of B's on the shelf. And here we have the series that killed the project. No fault of its own. But yeah, I wasn't in the mood to read those. Okay, so with the B's, I have one whole shelf here, which has already been hit by Read Burn Hoard, so it's already curated. Another shelf here. Oh, I've got some A's right there. That's an oversight. But anyway, we've got a lot of B's on this shelf. This one has also been curated by Read Burn Hoard. This shelf of B's has not been touched yet by Read Burn Hoard, and there's a lot on here I think I might let go when we get to that point. The Terry Brooks shelf, which, don't rule it out, for Read Burn Hoard, I read the first one in the Magic Kingdom series, and I've been kind of itching to try the second one in the series. Because here's the thing, I want to know how we got from where we were in the first book to this. Like, how on earth does this come from what happened in the first book? No idea. So that's what's kind of compelling me to read. Don't spoil it for me if you know. And then finally, this one has also been tackled by Read Burn Hoard. And this is what's left on the shelf. So I have a lot of options here. I probably have more B books than I have anything else on my shelves. So I'm going to make a short list really quick, and yeah, see you in a second. This is my short list. These are all the books in the B category that I'm looking forward to reading. So we've got Crystal Rain by Tobias Buckle. The cover is amazing. It's a world-hopping science fiction book series, if you can imagine. The cover doesn't really tell you what it's about. And I've got the second book to the Magic Kingdom of Landover. That would be a pretty quick read. The Counselor by E.J. Beaton, a new release a couple years ago that I just haven't gotten around to yet. Gardens of Stone by Mark T. Barnes. I started this one a while ago, and it had a lot going on within the first couple of chapters, and I knew I just didn't have the bandwidth to handle that many new character names or place names, but I think I could handle it now. And I just picked up a bunch of these on audio. I think there's 3 of them. And then Fuse for Read Burn Horde. I picked up Pure and read it for a second time, and of everything on my shelves, I've been kind of itching to get back to that one first. I'm going to take the day to think about this, and then I'll update you at the end of the day to let you know what I'm reading. I need to talk through the thought process of this. So I have the books that I pulled out earlier today, and I'm trying to figure out a way to change around this project so that I can keep doing it, but so that I don't have to stick with the same stuff that I've been reading that I just don't want to read right now. And I've been looking through, and great, I have a ton of options where the last name starts with a B. And then for C, great, lots of options. And then for D, there's like a whole bunch of books that I don't want to read. For E, other than Malazan, which I am currently actively reading, so there wouldn't be any point in including it for the challenge, there's nothing else in there that I want to read. And the same thing kind of goes through with the rest of the collection. I'm worried if I try to go through and pick out one from each letter of the alphabet that I'll mess up some of my shelves for Read Burn Horde, because there are shelves I haven't hit yet where the one book on there that I'm super excited to read, I would read that ahead of time and not be able to include it in the video with the shelf. So I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm really not sure yet. I need to think on this. Maybe the challenge just goes away altogether and I just focus on reading my backlist and doing it in a different kind of way. More to come. This is what the collection currently looks like. There's some gaps on that side from the project that I've been running all year, but as you can tell, I really don't have a lot of free space, and what space I do have, these books are going to be fit into them. So, I don't know. My goal in life right now is to either read or unhaul a lot of these books. And so whatever I come up with, maybe the solution is to just focus more on Read Burn Horde, take all the energy I was pouring into the A to Z project and filter it back into Read Burn Horde and read more books that way, because I find that challenge more satisfying than anything else I've got going on right now, and it's working for me. As you can see down here, I've got space from a recent one, more space up here from a recent Read Burn Horde. This shelf is practically decimated. So yeah, maybe that's the best strategy, is to just film more Read Burn Horde videos and get through this collection a little bit sooner. That may be what we do, folks. Okay, I had an idea. It's alliterative, which I love, but how about Sequel Sunday? And I don't film it every Sunday, but there's a bunch of series in here, like the Drit series and the Juliana Baggett Fuse, whole bunch of them in here where I've been meaning to get back and read the second book and so forth, but I need to make a concerted effort. There's even a couple of Redwall books down there that I haven't read yet. And so maybe what I can do is put those in some sort of rotation where I focus on reading sequels. That could work. I think what I need to do is go through everything that I own and figure out what I need to read the sequels on and write them down. Maybe I'll do like a jar drawing or something, or maybe have my patrons vote or something like that. I think that's my next step. Make a sequel jar with all these listed. Have to read whichever one I pull. Exclude the ones I'm really not that excited to read and consider unhauling them. That could work. All that serious debate, and I think I am just going to let the challenge go. I might pick it up again at another point and do it for, I don't know, a couple months here and there. But at the moment, I decided that from all that debate, I would rather take the energy and time that I'm putting into my A to Z project and maybe read 2 books for Read Burn Horde every month, or at least read those quicker so that I can get to the next shelf, because that seems to be one of the favorite features on my channel. So, focus more on that. I'm very much right now about kind of simplifying things, and it just seems like the right thing to do at this time. So, I know most of you don't really need a lengthy explanation as to why I'm letting a feature go, but I thought it would be kind of fun to like bring you into the debate process that I go through when I try new ideas and everything. Usually it's my patrons who see that neurotic side, but you're welcome. And I finally, after kind of letting it percolate for a few days, figured out what I'm gonna do. I had no idea, but the other night it just hit me at like 1 in the morning when I couldn't sleep. You know, one of those moments. Ebooks. I was thinking that I have a whole bunch of ebooks that I want to read, but I can't read them faster than maybe a chapter a day because I'm still dealing with problems with my eyes that kind of caught me off YouTube for a month or two. So that is going to be how I'm transitioning the new project. I was also kind of threatening to do a project ebook feature anyway. So instead of A to Z for a while, we're going to be switching over to project ebook. And it'll be kind of same format where I'll be focusing on reading 1 chapter a day from the ebook of choice. And I don't have that many. I've only got like 9 or 10. Probably I will add more to it. I'm not quite sure what the format will be, and I very well may go back to my A to Z project at some point, but I need to do something different for a while. I need a refresh. I need some new ideas. With that in mind, Martha Wells' System Collapse is going to be the first book that I'm reading for the project. And I have it in print format. I was lucky enough to receive an advance copy from Tor. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite series of all time. But I also have a digital copy because reading on the e-reader right now is a lot easier on my eyes. So this will be the first one I dive into, and I will give periodic updates. I'm probably not going to run the challenge weekly, where I give you weekly updates, but when I have something interesting to report, you will get an ebook update. So thank you so much for being my sounding board on all of that, and I hope to catch you on the next update, Project Ebook Episode 1.